Good morning, friends. How are we doing? Happy Tuesday. Happy Tuesday. It's a highlight Tuesday. Highlight is back. We're going to get into that in a little bit. But welcome back to Game On. This is your Sports Morning Espresso Shot. I'm your host, Will. I'm here to bring you the latest and greatest going on in the sports world. So sit back, relax, grab a cup of your delicious coffee. And I'll tell you what's on the menu today. We're going to recap Monday Night Football, of course. That game looked like it was going to be very boring, and then it got a little exciting. So we're gonna recap that. It bucks a trend of unders. Good morning, Cat Dog. How we doing? What up, Mont? It bucks a trend of unders, division unders, especially in primetime games. We finally had another over. Only what, 3 overs all weekend? That was crazy. Expect that to change. We'll see how the books react to that. We got, like I said, it is a highlight. It is a highlight. I got my Warriors jersey on. It is a highlight Tuesday this year. We'll get into this more, but this year it's Tuesday through Friday now. Every day, Tuesday through Friday, we get highlight. We'll talk about that. We'll take a look at what else is going on in the sports world, kind of preview the upcoming college football weekend, and the NFL weekend. Take a look at some of our contest picks and all that fun stuff. I was looking at recapping how I did this weekend. I guess we could start there. That's where we will start. Check this out. Oh my gosh, this was beautiful. I got so lucky last night. So lucky last night. I wanna. What up, B-Mac? How we doing? Good morning, and good morning, Mont. If I missed you, I cashed this Caleb Williams. Remember, I told you I'm gonna be playing this a little bit this season. Caleb Williams over his completions, under his yards. Caleb Williams had 21 completions, 211 yards. That's a plus 425 winner last night. Let's freaking go. That's right. Oh, we got the mommy milkers in the chat. I got to do it.
You got some big old babies and you don't know how to swing? Well, I'm here to help you. Next, you want to tuck your right arm and lay your left arm on top of that mommy milker. Bombs away.
That's how we're all feeling after that. Huh? What up, Patriot? How we doing? Yes, we got so lucky because the Bears ended up getting one more drive with 9 seconds left in the game. Caleb Williams had an easy completion to get us over that 20.5, and that brings home a plus 425 winner. I had a couple of juicy winners there. Look at that one. I had that one, and then I had that Jets first half pit for the money line for the game plus 336. That is a great way to start the morning. Ain't that right? What up, some guy from Maine? How we doing? But overall, I'll put this in an Excel sheet or something like that, so we can keep track. I'll keep track of my picks that way or something all season long. But overall, you add all this up, 10 units won here, 5 units won on my teasers. A net first weekend in the NFL plus 15 units. Not too shabby. Not too shabby. I'll take it. The hardest thing to do in the NFL is win. The next hardest thing to do is win the weekend after you had a winning weekend. Patriot, I'm thinking about it. I'm going to need your blessing on this one. I'm thinking about using one of my survivor picks on the Cowboys. I've seen enough. Get the Giants out of here. Good morning, Jamie. How we doing? I don't know. I haven't looked at Roberts yet. I don't know if he did better than I did, but I mean, I'll take 15 units. God, I was so excited. I was so happy with how the teasers performed. The only teaser that I didn't hit in that teaser pool, which ended up ruining, I went 4 or 5 of my 3 legs, but I put 13 sides in my teaser pool. And what I do is, here, I'll show you guys. What I do is I make a pool of what I like. Doesn't mean I'm necessarily going to use all these. I'll make my picks down here so you can see which ones actually use from it. But I go, This is what I'm going to be choosing from. Something in here. And then that way you guys can say, okay, so like you guys can mix and match how you like if that's what you want to do. And as you can see, 12 of 13. 12 of 13. I don't know why these two things moved down, but that's a winner. That's a winner. And then the one that I hedged, that one cashed too. So that was nice. So went 4 or 5 on the 3 legs, 1 of 1 on the 2-leg teaser hedger. Net 5 units. I just put it early in the season. I just put a unit on each one of these. But you get plus 150 or plus 155 on them, which is beautiful. So when you do five 3-leg teasers like this, you only need to hit 2. If you hit 2, you'll be slightly profitable. But then after that, it's all gravy, baby. And that's what it was. It was all gravy. And it was a pretty good weekend. So 15 units, we'll take it. Call it week 1 nerves. That's right. Epic choke or epic win. I think you're right. Week 1 nerve. I think it was good adjustments. I mean, honestly, if you look at it, let's get into that. We'll get in that. Let's see, Patriots. I'm still bitter about the trade. My opinion is not trustworthy about the Cowboys. At least you're honest. James says, went to sleep 2 nights in a row and woke up to an epic choke 2 nights in a row. That's sports, baby. That's sport. That's the NFL. That's football. Grass guy's here. What up, buddy? What's the thinking behind the 3-leg teasers? You were saying that your teaser logic goes against what generally is recommended. All right, let's stick on that for a second. And I'll do a better video of this later on. I'll do a video. We can cover it in more detail maybe tomorrow. I'll prep some stuff for this. But okay, listen, I gotta fix this. It bugs the hell out of me. Hold on. It's bugging me. I don't know why it's like this. There we go. Why is that one down here? Why is this one down here? Like, what are we doing? What are we doing, locals? What are we doing? Oh, come on. Take me back to it. Let's see. Okay. So let's start with the saying that generally my teaser logic is generally not recommended. Because, well, one, a lot of pro bettors won't tease totals, and that's just math. They don't think so. It depends on what book you're doing it at now, because the books are getting juicier and juicier on them. But we'll say minus 120. That's pretty standard. DraftKings is now minus 135 for a 2-leg teaser, which is just criminal. But if you do a minus, which Bet Online, I was getting a lot of, when you don't do the advantage teasers that we're about to talk about, you can get minus 115, which I think is great. But if you get minus 120 on your 2-leg teaser, that's essentially a money line parlay of minus 280, minus 280. So when we look up, and let me pull up a sports book so I can kind of explain this a little bit better too. Like I said, tomorrow I'll do this better when we can when I'll have it all prepped. But when you look up like a team like the Cowboys, right? Okay, Cowboys is perfect. Look, Cowboys are 6-point favorites. So a lot of people are like, oh, I like the Cowboys to beat the Giants because the Giants are dog shit. I'm going to throw the Cowboys in a teaser and tease them down to pick them. You actually don't want to do that. Why? Because in a teaser leg, you're paying minus 280 for each pick. Think about it like that. You're paying minus 280 for each pick. Why would I want to pay minus 280 when I could just play the Dallas Cowboys money line and not have to parlay it to something? And instead of paying minus 280, I'm paying minus 260. Right? So that's the first thing you got to look for. The next thing you got to look for is these things called advantage teasers. It's the Wong teasers, because Stanford Wong was this guy that created it years ago. And basically what he found out is you want to, any chance you get, you want to tease through 2 key numbers, which is 3 and 7. If you can tease through 3 and 7, it's a huge advantage to go through those 2 key numbers. So for example, let's see if we have one. I don't think we do. Well, we could just take the Colts here. The Colts are +2. You could tease the Colts up to 8, and that gets you through 3 and through 7. That's called an advantage teaser. That's what a lot of the pros started doing. And it worked out for many, many, many years, and the sportsbooks have finally caught up, and they're going to tax the hell out of you for it. So a lot of pro bettors will only do advantage teasers. I like to be a little bit different. So, like, if I like the Broncos to beat the Colts, and I feel really confident about it, and I can tease the Broncos to +4, I'll do it. A pro would tell, the sharp, when I say pro, I mean the people in Vegas that do this for a living, will never tease through 0. They think it's stupid, and it's going to bite you in the ass more times than not. And I get it. But if I feel confident about a pick, I'm going to do it. And if I can get +4 on a game that I think is going to be a close game, where I really, really like let's say if I really like the Broncos, very confident the Broncos are going to not only win and cover this game, but just in case it does come down to a fluky last-second field goal, I'd be covered. I would do that. A pro wouldn't do that. Same thing with the totals. Same thing about the totals. They won't tease the totals. I will tease totals. Because the 6 points that you move on a total doesn't get you the value of the -280. That one doesn't bug me as much. But for example, the Buffalo Bills are a 6.5 point teaser against the Jets, or a 6.5 point favorite against the Jets. You could tease the Bills down to -0.5, which is basically pick them, right? Highly unlikely this game ends in a tie. This would be a good one to tease down because the money line is -305. So instead of paying -305, you're paying -280 because each leg is worth 280. Does that make sense? We're doing math early in the morning. I know a lot of people are still waking up, sipping on their coffee. It's probably going over some heads. But that's just an example. Me, like on mine, I teased the total in that game. This was an advantage teaser, and so was Philly. Doesn't mean I won't play advantage teasers. I do like them. But like Pittsburgh, I went through a key number here, or I went through 0. Most pros won't do that. Vegas was an advantage teaser. Atlanta was an advantage teaser. Denver, I teased down to -3. A lot of pros won't do that. They'll want the -2.5. San Francisco, I teased through 0. Green Bay, I teased through 0. I think a lot of the people now stop being so analytical. They get too caught in the weeds in the math, and if they don't have at least a slight edge when they're making a bet, they won't bet it. And I think that's a mistake. I think you can't just look fully at the math. I'm not saying not take a plus EV and not take any value you can get, but I think by passing up on so many of these other legs of teasers that I think are good, you limit yourself. And then the more you limit yourself, there's only a handful of teaser picks that you're going to make because they're the advantage teasers, the Wong teasers. You can Google it too. Look up Stanford Wong if you want to read a little bit more about it. But if you're only limiting yourself to those, you're drastically decreasing the pool size that you can pick from, and I think that increases your risk of losing. Plus, the books have now caught up and they know all about those advantage teasers, and they're going to tax the hell out of you for it. Like I said, DraftKings is now -135 each leg for a 6 point teaser. And then the other thing that I do is I rarely play just 2. What I do, this is my little bread and butter. This is my little secret. I like to do 3-leg teasers. And the key is to have one of the legs, the last leg, end in a different time slot than whatever the other 2 games are playing. So for example, I took a Philly game. That was obviously a Thursday game. And I took the Chargers. That's a Friday. It was the Friday game. And then Pittsburgh played on Sunday. Why do I like to do that? Because if these 2 legs hit, which they did, now I got Pitt +3.5 at +150. To cash this, I need Pitt to cover the 3.5, and I'm getting +150 on it. Now, what I did was I went and played the other side because I know I've got 6 points of an advantage here. I'm going to try to, and I did think this was going to be a close game. I went and teased the Jets up. I teased them up. So now I got a 12-point window for this bad boy to fall in, and I got a good shot of middling. And that's what happened. The Jets ended up covering, so both picks covered. won that one, this one. And then I tied the Jets pick to a later game because if I wanted to, I could have played the other side again and hedged against this one with another 12-point gap. I ended up not doing that. I just let this one ride, and Houston ended up covering. But that's what I like to do is you'll see some of these, like Cleveland played in the morning. I had San Francisco in the afternoon. These two games were in the morning game, San Francisco afternoon game. So that's like, I like to do it because I like to, it's like a web. It's just like a web. And you got to be paying attention and staying focused if you're going to do it this way and hedge and try to hit a lot of these middles, because a lot of these picks do middle. I mean, when you got a 12-point middle, it's in the NFL, a lot are going to fall within that window. And sometimes you'll make some of these picks and then the line moves and you'll get a bigger window because you can hedge the other way, and you know the line moved in your, I guess, against you technically, but it helps your teaser middle. But yes, that is that's what I do that is different. And the reason why I play the 3-leg teasers is because you're getting plus 150 or plus 155 usually. You need at least plus 150. Some I get plus 160. But because you only have to hit 2 of 5. You only have to be 40% on your 3-leg teasers. That's why I like them. And it gives me an opportunity to hedge and add additional teasers to it. Let's see. Sporting leaning Cowboys and Cardinals for Survivor. That's a good choice. There's a lot of good Survivor picks. I mean, I think the most popular one is going to be the Ravens over the Browns. So they're 12.5-point favorites. Grass Guy says teaser sucker bets. I mean, if you just blindly go into them, I think there's a lot of value in them. That's my best. That's my best. My most profitable thing I do when betting the NFL. But I think I've just got a different system than most people. I could hear Ryan swearing from Maine last night during the Bears collapse. He was live streaming. I didn't check in on his FML stream last night, but he was live, so I'm sure he was streaming on camera as well. Grass Guy says too much juice. Why not just tease the hook? Everyone's got a different system, and yeah, there is too much. I agree. If you're paying minus 135, that's just ridiculous for a 6-leg teaser. Maybe some choke insurance there. Looks like I've got some new master. Yeah, Stanford Wong. If you look that up, that'll give you, or just look up Advantage Teaser. Google it. Go down that rabbit hole for a little bit. How about Chicago doing a Baltimore? We're going to get into that. NFL's retard mode. Where does the edge on teasers fundamentally come from? Is it the bookies mispricing one of the nearby alt lines? Sometimes they do. That's another thing to go look at. The edge comes from, like I said, going through those key numbers. But like sometimes if you go look at the alt lines and you look at the teaser line, they'll be off. And sometimes it's better to play an alt line. It's just like this. Buffalo, it's better to play Buffalo on teaser than the money line because of the minus 280 price. But it's better to play the Cowboys on the money line instead of teasing the Cowboys. There's just too much money and too much movement, and it's not that big of a market of people betting teasers that the books don't pay too much. Generally, they're pretty damn close. But when you're looking for any 5-cent edge or more that you can get on any play, there's just too much money moving in and out for the books to properly price it to also account for the teasers. So that's where your little edge comes in. That's where your edge comes in. What up, Dara? Over on the kick side of things, how we doing? Let's get into. Oh, whoops, I messed that up. There we go. Let's get into the game last night, though. Kickers are way more important than people realize. Yes, they are. Yes, they are. So last night. Oh, come on. Hold on. Of course, it lost the audio. Come on, streamer, get together. So last night, Minnesota Vikings defeat the Chicago Bears 27-24. 21 points in the fourth quarter. Minnesota's offense was looking horrific. JJ McCarthy, terrible first half. Looked like I think he had 14 yards passing. couldn't get anything going. They were able to run the ball pretty well all night long. But the first half, their biggest play was a wheel route to a running back that drew a pass interference penalty. So this was an ugly game, and it was looking. I feel bad for anyone that had the under in this one. It was looking like a for sure lock under, and then they decided to pick up the scoring. JJ McCarthy comes out in third quarter, throws just a bad pick six. Peyton did a good job explaining it. I saw a clip of him and Eli on the Manning cast. He goes, "Listen, you can't throw that out route. You can't throw that out route if that cornerback doesn't hit his back pedal. You got to read the cornerback." Because I think he said it was like a swoop or basically the cornerback, instead of backpedaling, he went straight to the flat because he knew that they're likely throwing that out there. And he read it perfectly, picked him off, pick six. JJ McCarthy's first pick six of his career. After last night, I'd probably say it's not his last, but he figured it out. He figured it out in the fourth quarter. Minnesota had a beautiful, beautiful drive early in the fourth quarter. Scored a touchdown, made it 17-12. They went for two, didn't get it, so it's 17-12. Then Minnesota ends up driving down again, scoring, taking the lead and converting the 2 points. So now it was 20-17. Then Minnesota scores again, making it 27-24 or 27-17. Bears were able to muster up a drive, and Caleb Williams got down to the half-yard line. They punched it in there. And then Minnesota was basically able to run out the clock after that. They gave the ball back to Chicago with like 9 seconds left on their own 20-yard line. False start. Made it 1st and 15. It was over after that. That's all she wrote. I'm so glad that the Bears got another play, because Caleb Williams got a free completion, which put him over the 20.5 to help us cash our little parlay. Over completions, under on his yards, plus 425. Came through nice for us. Grass Guy says the Manning Cast is the only way I can watch Monday Night Football. Yeah, I don't tune into it all that often. I wouldn't be able to hear and listen to it anyways, because of all the chaos going on in my house. But I did see a clip of it on X. Grass Guy had the Bears in the under. Ooh, that was looking so good for a majority of that game. For 3/4 of the game, that was looking so good. I had the Vikings, and I had them in all our contests, so I feel pretty good about it. Look at this. And that let's go check out our see how everyone's doing on our show. You boys in third place, 11-5. We had a couple people go 12-4. Congratulations. But look at that. A lot of us went 11-5. This crew right here, we're just sharp. We are just sharp. But look at that. I mean, 8-8. At least half the people broke even on this one. When 8-8, that is not half the people. A majority of the people. I mean, we only had what, out of 36 people? We only had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 people. Well, 3 didn't really make their pick. So we only had 5 people that picked everything go under 500. That is, we have a sharp crew here out of 38 people, not 36. But it's a long season. It's a long season, so buckle up. Buckle up. I felt pretty good about this. I joined the Sports Wars one. This one we had to do it confidence, so I went 13-3 on the straight up picks, but you had to rank them confidence wise. I'm sitting pretty. If the Baltimore Ravens didn't choke it away, I'd be at 14-2 and up in first place. Because I know this person had the Bills. I think all these people had the Bills. But like I said, long season, good week one. Week ones are typically, I used to hate betting week one. And then the last 4 years, I've been killing it. Killing it. I don't know. It also feels like, if we just go back and look, last year the public kind of destroyed it. We had a couple upsets here and there, Patriots over the Bengals and whatnot, but the public kind of just owned the sports book last year with the big favorite money line parlays and whatnot. And it was just one of those years, first year in like 25 years, the public got over on the sports book, and it feels like it's happening again. A lot of big favorites, not many upsets, A lot of those money line parlays. Hell, Trent would have won a huge parlay had the Baltimore didn't choke it away. Needed a miracle for that one to lose. But I don't know. I'm curious. Like, is something changing? Are these big favorites just highly unlikely to lose again? I don't know. I mean, obviously, we're going to see an upset here and there, but are we going to see multiple? Is there going to be a weekend where it's just a dog weekend? I was waiting all last year for that, where it was just a dog weekend. The dogs are just barking and winning. I don't know, but a lot of favorites get the win yesterday, over the weekend for week 1. So we'll have to keep an eye on that. It's an interesting slate coming up. We got some good matchups in week 2. We'll cover that in more detail as the week goes on. But I mean, I'm curious to watch the Commanders and Packers. I still haven't figured out how to bet that game. Packers minus 3.5. But my Patriots play the Dolphins. That's a good matchup. Ryan said it great. Like, if we can't beat the Dolphins, then what are we doing? But we never play well down in Miami. So I don't know. Bengals, Jags, that one's interesting. Just because I think we see the Bengals offense just open up and explode on that one. Giants, Cowboys going to be fun. Bears, Lions, little Ben Johnson going back to his former team. Going to be drama there. Rams, Titans. Is that Titans defense legit? We're going to find out when they go up against the Rams there. Niners and Saints, that's going to be ugly. Bills, Jets. That one's actually interesting with, 1, how the Jets looked in week 1, but 2, Buffalo usually plays pretty terrible early in the season when they have to go to New York. So we'll see. Seahawks, Steelers should be a fun one. Browns, Ravens going to be gross. Colts, Broncos. See how Daniel Jones does against that elite Broncos defense. Cardinals, Panthers. Kyler Murray, see how he does when he's not waking up with food poisoning and vomiting and whatnot. So I expect the Cardinals offense to look better. Eagles, Chiefs is going to be fireworks. Falcons, Vikings, Sunday Night Football. And we get 2 Monday Night Football games. Really, really good, interesting games next week. Kind of another tough little slate on paper. The favorite dominance was my concern last season, and a question I brought up on Sportsbook streams a few times. I remember at the time the explanation was that the dominance and mismatch of quarterbacks, small sample size so far, but I hope it's not more. Favorite dominance as underdogs is a big part of the barn style. Yeah. Well, and it just depends too. That's just them winning outright, but are they covering? I can't remember the numbers last year of how much the favorites covered or not. But just looking at the favorite money line parlays, who knows? But we got another fun week coming up. Kind of feels nice. Like, we got football all weekend, like 5 days in a row. Get a little break tonight, need a little recharge. My wife's going to appreciate that. I think Detroit is a survivor pick for me. Bears let a rookie QB beat them at home. Pathetic. Yeah. Ben Johnson knows that defense, though. Ben Johnson. The Bears offense looked like it came out hot last night. It looked like it was going to just run through that Brian Flores defense all night long, and then they couldn't really get anything going. I mean, they scored 24 points. 7 of those came from a pick 6, though. So really, offensively, they only put up 17 points. Another one wasn't, and when they're down 10, and the defense is playing soft coverage in that fourth quarter. So I don't know. We're gonna have to see. I expect the offense for the Bears to, slowly get better throughout the season as those guys get more and more comfortable with each other and more familiar with Ben Johnson's offense, and they add more layers to it, right? More layers. I don't know. I'm thinking my survivor pick this next week. I'm considering the Cowboys, considering the Rams. I was going to consider the Niners, but I still think they win even if Brock Purdy doesn't play. But they're banged up. Bills will probably be a big favorite. I'm going to stay away from that one. I think the Ravens are going to be the most popular pick, and I get it. I might save the Ravens, though, for later in the season when they play the Browns again. But, I mean, the Ravens, are they really going to lose to the Browns and start off 0-2? Doubtful. I might choose the Broncos over the Colts. I think this might be. I usually don't like doing road teams, but I do like that they struggled against the Titans. I think Sean Payton's going to be able to get his guys focused up. And if you look on paper, I mean, the Broncos put up a whole ton of yards. What was it? It was like 330. Well, not a whole lot, but they compared to the Titans, they put up 330 total yards. The Titans put up 133. Broncos defense is legit. I think they're gonna do well down there or up there in Indy. Cardinals are another one. I might take the Cardinals. I think the Cardinals offense is gonna look a lot better. I mean, it's tough if you're waking up puking and whatnot. The morning of the game, that was what's being reported with Kyler Murray. He obviously wasn't 100%. Expect him to do, and the Panthers are just terrible. Minnesota's now a 5.5 point favorite with Falcons. I think on my spread survivor, I'm nervous doing it with Michael Penix going against that Brian Flores defense, but I think I'm going to take the Falcons at 5.5 in one of my spread survivor picks. Do it. Later, Jamie. Have a good one. Ooh, Patriots got to go fishing. All right, buddy. Have a good one, too. All right. Hey, guys. Oh, as you notice, look at. Got my Cesta, right? Got my Cesta. I got my highlight jersey on. Ooh, baby. You know what that means. Highlight season is back. It's here. We're here for the fall season for the World Highlight League, and it starts today. We get to watch a little highlight a day. Great sponsor of the show. Definitely go check them out. Links to Highlight's social media, their website right here, their YouTube channel, all that fun stuff where you can watch the games is in the description of this stream. We got Highlight. Highlight is back. I got my Warriors jersey on. I'm excited. We get to start off too with the defending champs, the Renegades, going up against the Warriors. This is going to be fireworks. Go Sherry, the best highlight player in the world. We get to watch him play today. Oh, man, we get Douglas, the best American highlight player out there. It's going to be fun. If you haven't checked out Highlight, I really encourage you to go check it out. It's a fun sport, growing sport. And on Saturdays, so they play Monday through Friday, or Tuesday through Fridays now. So we get 4 matches a week, which is just awesome. And then Saturdays, what we're going to do is we're going to do a little educational stuff. I'll show you guys more what Highlight is, answer all your questions, and we'll have some fun with it on Saturdays. Maybe we'll do some, I'm hoping over the season at one point we can do, if not catch it live, we can watch a highlight match together. I'll stream it on here on Rumble, and we can watch it live and go through it all to get you guys, so you guys can ask questions and hopefully take to the sport, because it's pretty awesome. It's pretty awesome out there. Check this out. I mean, you go over their YouTube page, they got a bunch of fun little shorts up. All tennis type combo, but they got these things. They got these things that I just showed you called cestas. Oh, of course, there goes the audio. My bad. They got these things called cestas that they had to catch that little ball in, throw it back, and they get it whipping up there like 150, 160 miles an hour. It's fun. But like I said, Saturdays we'll go through more of what Highlight is. Go check out their YouTube channel and everything. But today, and their site right here, their website. But today we got a match that we got to talk about. We got a match, and that is the Renegades versus the Warriors. They have 6 matches for their game today, and 3 sets each if a third set is needed. And Saturday we'll go through all the rules and everything like that with you. But you can bet this over on DraftKings, so that's where I'm going to get my odds over this. Go over here to DraftKings Sportsbook, right? Go over to the left-hand side, scroll down to the A through Z sports. All the way down, right underneath hockey is Highlight. You click the World Highlight League. It takes you here, and this is where all the betting odds are. I'm going to be giving you guys winning picks all season long. I figured it out. But first, we got Gonaga and CRV versus Gallo and Manny. That's going to be a fun one to start it off. We do have Gonaga and CRB minus 330 favorites. Gallo and Manny plus 240 underdogs. Man, that's pretty big to start off the season. All right. I know rankings wise and whatnot, this does make sense, but first match of the season, big dogs. I don't have a pick in this first match, but I tend to lean towards the value of the underdog in some of these. And you can bet, so you can bet the match straight up. You can bet the set winner, who's going to win the first set, who's going to win the second set. You can predict the exact outcome. If you love the big favorite, and these were pretty profitable. We were doing last season. If you think, hey, these guys are minus 330 favorites, they're not going to drop a set. They're going to win 2-0. So instead of laying the 330, I'm going to lay 145 and think that they get it done in the first two sets. Not a bad call, but you know me, I love the plus money odds when there's value there, and I think there is value, especially with the first one. I think if you like the favorite, maybe the underdogs steal a set, and so you take the favorites 2-1, and you get 3-1 on your money there. Once again, this is over on DraftKings, but I don't have an official pick on that one. My pick is going to come a little bit later. Flores and Ben versus Correa and Julian. That's exciting. Shout out to Ben. He's been on the show before. He was here with us the end of last season because they were heading into the championship match. But Flores and Ben are plus 370 dogs. Disrespecting Ben. Come on now. But Correa and Julian deserved minus 560 favorites. They're very good. I don't have anything in that one for you. Gonaga and Alex is our first singles match. Alex, newly acquired to the Warriors, I believe, because I believe Alex was on the Devils last season. And he's a great player. He's the guy. Alex is the guy that's out there. This guy, as the match goes on, he's doing more wilder and wilder. He's jumping off the wall, catching the ball and stuff. Oh man, guy's he's got a lot of energy out there. It's great. But Alex is a minus 180 favorite over Gonaga at plus 140. I don't have an official pick on that one, but I would lean towards Alex. Might even think this would be a good one to take Alex. You can get Alex 2-0. Minus 2-0. I would look maybe 2-1. I think Gonaga can steal one from him. 2-1 plus 280. If that's how I would bet that one if I have to. But my first bet of this one, we get Gauchieri. Oh yes, we get Gauchieri, the number one highlight player in the world. Gauchieri and Ben versus Douglas and Manny. This one, usually early in the season, I like to look when these doubles matches is look at the experience. Have these guys played together, right? Have these guys played together, or is this a new pairing because they have a draft each season. Each team gets to keep some of their players, but they get to draft some of the other guys that were on other teams the year before, or the season before, I should say, from the spring season. But both these guys, both these squads were partners, have been partners the last few seasons. So both these squads are familiar with each other. I am going to go with the favorite. I'm going to go with Gauchieri and Ben minus 220. Shout out to Ben. Over Douglas and Manny. And so I'm going to do that. And I would even like a little 2-0 at even money. I like 2-0 at even money with Gauchieri and Ben. I mean, those guys. Ben's just like, listen, I just sit back there and just feed it up to Gauchieri. I let him do all the work. I just sit in a spot and put it where he tells me to put it. Usually it works out for them, but I'm going to go with Gauchieri and Ben 2-0 over Douglas and Manning for that match. Then we got CRB and Gallo for our other singles match. That is, let's see. That is, what are the odds on that? Odds on that is CRB minus 125, Gallo minus 105. Kind of, this is our closest one. Close to a coin flip in this one. I don't really have a side here. It looks like it's going to be a fun match, though. And I'll probably just watch and enjoy that one and see how these guys look to start the season off. And our final match of the night, Gauchieri and Amigurena versus Alex and Douglas. This is the one where I like a little underdog. Gauchieri and Amigurena are minus 330 favorites. Alex and Douglas plus 240. I'm going to go take a swing. I think Douglas and Alex Now like I just told you that I like to take guys that have played together. These guys haven't played together, at least not last season. And so who knows? But I do think that they can steal one from Gauchieri and Amigarena. So I'll go Gauchieri and Amigarena to win this match 2-1 at 3 plus 300. A little 3-1 action. That one will be my best bet of the day. Gauchieri and Amigarena defeat Alex and Douglas 2-1. I do think Alex and Douglas are going to be able to steal one. And there you have it. That is the World Highlight League. We got the Renegades and the Warriors. Kicks off. Starts at 5 p.m. Eastern. That's right. 5 p.m. Eastern. Let's go back. Make sure I got it up here. Yep. 5 p.m. Eastern today. You can watch on ESPN3, their YouTube channel, FUBO TV. Links to their YouTube channel, their social media, and all that stuff is up or is in the description of this video. Go support the Jai-Alai community. They support us here at Game On. It's a fun sport. Check it out. We got no football on tonight. So I know you guys need something to watch, and you're not going to be watching baseball, let's be honest. At least not at 5 p.m. Eastern. I don't think there is any baseball on today at 5 p.m. Eastern. So go check out the World Highlight League, ESPN3 YouTube channel, all that fun stuff. And we'll be back tomorrow to see how my best bets did, and hopefully we cash. All right. Let's see. Let's go to the old Twitter world. The X world. Where are we at? Oh, we're making good time. Let's see. Let's catch up on some news in the sports world. I'm going to make sure I'm not missing any major headlines real quick. I'm going to scan ESPN. George Kittle is going to be out. They say at least 2 weeks. He's probably going to. We probably won't see George Kittle until about week 6. I think they're going to, especially with he's an older player. I would think they'd be cautious. They've got a competent backup. They've got the easiest schedule in the league this year, so I wouldn't expect him. But Brock Purdy apparently is dealing with a shoulder injury, could miss week 2. That means we might see Mac Daddy Jones. It probably won't be too bad. They are playing the Saints, so we'll see. We had a trade yesterday. The Jags, after trying to trade away Travis Etienne all off season, and Etienne comes out and says, "The hell are you guys doing? Why are you trying to get rid of me?" And then they go, he goes out and puts up 143 yards on the ground against the Panthers. And they said, "You know what? We've seen enough. We made a mistake. We will keep you. We're going to trade our other running back, Tank Bigsby. Traded him to the Eagles, man." So we're going to have Bigsby up there hanging out with Saquon. That's going to be a little fun little duo. Dodgers looks like they just missed out on a no-hitter last night. Yeah, the other day we didn't cover this. We haven't covered much baseball. We'll actually look at baseball here today. But with football starting, I mean, who's tuning into baseball right now? Let's wait till the playoffs. But Yoshi Uminaga, whatever. He had a no-hitter going into the 9th. Had 2 outs in the 9th. Gives up a solo home run. Dodgers up 3-1. Gives up a solo. He's 1 out away, man. 1 out away from a no-hitter. Gives up a home run. No big deal. Dodgers bullpen comes in and completely collapses, and they end up losing. This guy pitched a gem for 9 2/3 inning, made 1 mistake, only gave up 1 run in 9 2/3 inning. Dodgers had a 3-1 lead, just need 1 out, and the Dodgers bullpen couldn't get 1 out. End up losing that game 4-3. Just embarrassing. It looks like they had another close to a no-hitter last night, but didn't get the no-hitter. Let's see. The Florida Gator guy spit all over, dude. You thought like after the Jalen Carter stuff, we wouldn't see any more spitting in football, and then Florida said, "Hold my beer," and this guy spit, and it looked like he was vomiting on the dude. It was so much spit. He got kicked out of the game in their loss to USF with like 2 minutes left in the game. It looks like he apologizes for that. Okay, let's go over to Twitter for a little bit, make sure I didn't miss anything, and then we can go recap some baseball. Oh, this was funny. Ravens celebrating their week 1 win over the Bills. And this is the guy, Connor Zilish. He's the one that biffed it. Remember about a month ago, he won that NASCAR race and then just ate it. Oh, I said this yesterday. If the NFL suspends Jalen Carter, which we've gotten to this point, and he hasn't been suspended, so he's probably not going to be suspended. Probably just going to be a fine. But I said if the NFL suspend Jalen Carter, then the NFL conspiracy to help Kansas City goes deeper than we thought. Right? Right? Check this out. This is a good little betting tip. This is crazy. Teams, so in week 1, up until not counting last night's game, this is through Sunday. Teams getting 50% or more of the bets, not the money, the bets, went 3-12 ATS. The Circa Millions contest, look at this. I believe, if I remember, the Circa Millions contest, these guys did terrible, right? We talked about this. We talked about it, and we'll be looking at this all year long. But these were the number. We talked about this. These were the number one selected. The top 5 picks selected in the Circa Millions contest. What do you have? I think you have like 5,600 people in this contest, and these were the in the little rectangle boxes there. Those are the most 5 commonly picked picks this week, and they all lost. Look at that. Giants +6 lost. Falcons +2 lost. Broncos -8.5 lost. Seahawks +2.5 lost. Lions +2.5 lost. Rough week for the Circa Millions. If you were fortunate to stay away from those or play the other side, and if you ended up 5-0 in this contest, you have a huge advantage, because I don't think many people did that well. I mean, look, Cardinals did cover. That was another big play. The Steelers didn't cover, though. That was another popular one. Dolphins, that was a popular one, didn't cover. The Jags did cover there, so there's one. But if you look at the top 10 selected, Bengals didn't cover. Ravens didn't cover. And then last night, look at that. The Bears didn't cover. Only 1 out of the top 10 selected picks in this contest ended up covering. Like I said, if you could have gone 4-1, 5-0, you have a huge edge in this contest, especially for the quarterly prize. So each quarter, there's I think a few $100,000 available if you have the best record for the quarter. So rough week for the popular bets. The books, I think, cleaned up pretty well, but Circa Millions, we're going to see how week 2 goes. But that's why we preview each week and take a look at, like, okay, what is everyone on? Because this is a generally sharper pool. Now, there's some dum-dums in here, of course, but I mean, if you're going to take the time to go to Vegas, and especially if you're not from there and you got to get a proxy, and you're going to pay $1,500 to enter in this contest, I would think you know a thing or two about sports betting. Right? You don't just have your average person throwing $1,500 into a contest like this. So I like to look at these to see where some of the sharper minds are at. Doesn't mean I'm going to tail them. I like to look at it to see, okay, where do I disagree with the sharps to help me make my picks on some of these, and also to be like, okay, what am I missing in these games? Well, apparently I wasn't missing anything, because these ones were all terrible. But yeah, these are the Circa Millions week 1. It went down in flames. We will be, but at least the Survivor, there was hardly anyone that lost in the Survivor pool, so no chaos there. If you're making picks, or you are in your own contest and you want to see and keep up and track along with us all season long how the Circa picks are going, make sure you subscribe to the channel and like this video. Boom. Clip that one out. All right. JJ McCarthy last night running that one in to seal the deal for the Vikings. Kevin O'Connell pumped. This was his pick 6 right here. This one was bad. This is what Peyton was saying. It was like, you have to read this cornerback, and this cornerback did not backpedal at all. He went straight out to the flat because he's playing inside inside coverage. He anticipated a little out route, or a little hook to the sideline there, jumped it, picked it off, and took it to the house. And what Peyton was saying is, like, if this guy doesn't, right here, I can't really see it too well, but if this guy isn't backpedaling, you can't make that throw. You got to go to a different read. And it looks like, and they were rushing, and they had to, get the snap off us. They were down to like 1 second. So he was rushing, trying to change the play at the line of scrimmage, or at least change the coverage. And it seemed like he already knew where he was going to go, which, I mean, hey, if you need a first down, throw it to your best player, Justin Jefferson. Don't blame me there, but he just didn't read that one. He's going to learn from that, though. We were talking about Tank Bigsby trade. I was live last night with Sports Wars. We did a little Monday evening quarterbacking, and go check that out. That was a lot of fun. Only missed one on the teaser pool, man. Only missed one. Only missed one there. Let's go over to a little baseball. Let's cover a little baseball. With football starting up, I think a lot of people forget that there's a baseball season still going on. We're getting to the end of it before rounding into form here to see who's going to be our playoff teams. But let's do a little baseball recap. We'll take a look at the standings, and we'll preview today's games here on a Tuesday, September 9th. Guardians defeated the Royals 10-2. Nationals 15. Wow, Nationals put up 15-7 victory over the Fish. Phillies get a 1-0 win over the Mets. I'm sure Frank the Tank was not happy about that. Braves 4-1 victory over the Cubbies. A little too late on the season, Braves. What are you doing? Patriots Rangers get a 5-0 victory over the Brewers. Twinkies 12-3 victory over the Angels. We went to extra innings, but the Padres got it done in the 10th. 4-3 victory over the Reds. Mariners get a 4-2 victory over the Cardinals. Giants 11-5 victory over the Diamondbacks. Red Sox shut out the A's and get a 7-0 victory on the road there. And the Dodgers last night almost throw a no-hitter. Tyler Glasnow out there just dealing. They get a 3-1 victory over the Rockies. Let's take a look at the standings right now. Who's still fighting for that wild card? What do we got? What are we at? We're roughly 143-ish games. So we got about 20-ish games left in the season, it looks like. Yankees in the American League, the Yankees are sitting comfortably. Man, they were down here, about to be out of the wild card race, but they have gone on a little heater now, and they have a 4.5 game lead over the Rangers for a wild card spot, and they're in that first wild card spot. Boston's right behind them, 3.5 game lead, and then the Mariners are your third and final wild card slot right now, but the Rangers are right behind them with a game and a half behind. I wonder how. Let's see. I want to take a look real quick. Yankees are only, look at that. Blue Jays have cooled off. Yankees coming storming back. They're only 2 games back for the division of Toronto. That's going to be exciting. Detroit is 8.5 games up on Cleveland for the division, so probably going to win that one easily. And the Mariners are only 2 back of Houston. So the Rangers 3.5 back of Houston. Mariners 2 games back. The West is going to be exciting there. What up, Mighty Megatron? National League, Phillies 8-game lead over the Mets. They're going to be safe. The Brewers have a 7.5 game lead over the Cubbies. They're safe. And the Dodgers, look at this. The West and the National is going to be fun too. The Dodgers are only 1 game up on the Padres. Who saw that coming? But let's take a look at the wild card spots for the NL. Cubbies have that first wild card. They got a 5-game lead. Padres got a 3-game lead. They're sitting comfortable in that second wild card. And then the Mets are your third and final wild card spot. San Francisco, the Giants are 3 games back of the Mets. Looks like the Mets are going to be safe. Let's hope for Frank the Tank's health that they do. Let's take a look at today's bets. Over on the Action Network. We start off today with the Pirates and the Orioles. Orioles minus 150 home favorites. Pirates 125 on the comeback. Sharp money in big money back in the Pirates. 32% of the bets, 56% of the money is on Pittsburgh. I wonder if that means, what do you think that means? Do you think it means Paul Skeens? Is it Paul Skeens Day? No, Burrows. Ooh, Burrows versus Bradish. Interesting. Got the Nationals and the Marlins. Marlins minus 120 after getting shellacked yesterday. Minus 120 favorites. Nationals plus 105 on the comeback. Sharp money on the Nationals. 59% of the overall money is on the Nationals. Sporting says Dodgers under 104.5 wins. Money on the floor. Yeah, that was an easy bet. Had to wait a while, but that one's going to cash for you, my friend. Royals and the Guardians. Guardians minus 125. Home favorites. Royals plus 105. Sharp money on the Royals and 56% of the overall money back in Kansas City. Mets and the Phillies. Phillies minus 125. Home favorites. Mets plus 110 on the comeback. You got sharp money. You got big money. And you got an action everywhere expert all lined up, plus a system play there. So 4 signals lined up on the Mets today. What could go wrong? 83% of the overall money, though, is on Philadelphia. Tigers and the Yankees. Yankees minus 155 home favorites. Tigers plus 135 on the comeback. Sharp money on the Yankees. Big money back in Detroit, though. 37% of the bets, 54% of the money taking the Tigers today. Astros and the Blue Jays. Blue Jays minus 155 home favorites. Astros plus 135 on the comeback. Big money on the Stros, but 57% of the overall money is going to take Toronto today. Cubs and the Braves, coin flip game, minus 110 both ways. Sharp actions on the Braves, but 79% of the overall money is on Chicago. Rays and the White Sox, Rays minus 140 road favorites. White Sox plus 120 home dogs. 67% of the money is on Tampa Bay. Brewers and the Rangers, minus a coin flip game here, minus 110. Flip a coin, baby. Big money on the Brew Crew. 58% of the bets, 79% of the overall money back in Milwaukee. Twins and the Angels. Twins minus 120 road favorites. Angels plus 105 home dog. Sharp money on the Twins. 60% of the overall money is on Minnesota. Cardinals and the Mariners. Mariners minus 200 home favorites. Cards. Cards plus 170 road dogs. We got sharp money, big money, and an action hour expert. 3 signals lined up on the Cards, but 64% of the money is on Seattle. Reds and the Padres. Padres minus 190. Only 1 game back of the Dodgers. They need a win here. Reds plus 160 on the comeback. Big money back in the Reds today. 30% of the bets, 39% of the money is on Cincinnati. Diamondbacks and Giants. Giants minus 140 home favorites. Diamondbacks plus 120 road dogs. You got sharp money, big money, and an action hour expert lined up. 3 signals flashing for the Diamondbacks here. 43% of the bets and 54% of the money is on Arizona. Red Sox and the A's minus 110 both ways. We got a couple of these we got 3 coin flip games today. Sharp money taking the A's, big money taking the Red Sox after that 7-0 victory last night. 69% of the bets, 85% of the money is on Boston. And the night game tonight, Dodgers minus 310 favorites against the Rockies plus 265 on the comeback. 90% of the money is on LA. And there you have it. There's a little betting action, our little recap, and then our little betting action preview. If you enjoy this, if you're liking this video, smash the like button, subscribe to the channel, and we'll catch you tomorrow. Check out the slate in the baseball world. I'm glad that cash for you, supporting. I'm glad that cash for you, my friend. You dog, you. Oh, I want to go check out my pools. Let's go check out the pools. I did my weekly pick'ems already. Oh, how am I doing in this? Where am I at? Let's see. 7,200 people in this one. I got 11 correct. 11 correct. Oh, man, a lot of people got 14. Look at that. Look at these sharp people. 30 people got 14 out of 16 right. Good for them. Good for them. We got the big survivor. I don't know who to choose in this one. I think I picked the Cardinals already. No, I ended up changing it to the Jags. Ooh. Do I take the Cowboys? Do we trust the Cowboys? Just burn the Cowboys and get it over with? I mean, there's turmoil in New York. It might be a good time to take the Cowboys. I'm going to select the Cowboys for now. Come back and change it. If needed. I like this one, loser survivor. So basically, you got to pick who's going to lose. I picked the Titans last week, which was a little bit of a sweat. I think this week we just got to go. The Browns are losing, right? Browns are losing to Ravens. Let's get them out of here. QB one and done. I mean, I felt pretty good about it. I don't think I'm at 175 in this one. I took Flacco last week because I didn't know when else I want to take Flacco, but obviously the people that are at the top, everyone took the Bills are at the top because Josh Allen in that fourth quarter put up 251 passing yards to finish with 394. So good on them. Good on them. I'll probably take Allen when he plays the Bengals or something. Just another shootout. Who do we like this week? Let's see. We can go ahead and hide the use picks because we don't need that. This might be a good time to use Burrow. Terrible first game, right? Terrible first game. Now they're home. I don't think Jacksonville's defense is all that great. I might use Burrow this week. We could use Dak. Dak against that Giants defense, maybe. Goff against that Bears defense. Or do we use Drake May? I don't know. I feel like New England's going to try to run the ball on Miami. I don't know, but maybe they'll throw it. Maybe, I mean, I don't know. Could be a good time to use the Jets. Burn them against Buffalo's defense. I think we have to use every QB at some point. So that's why I'm looking through this. Figure out who's the best matchup this week. You know, Kyler, let's use Kyler. Carolina's defense is terrible, dude. Terrible. All 32 one and done. Where am I at? I'm tied in first in this one, right? Yeah. So we just got to pick a team to win this week. I'm just going to pick the Ravens for now. All right. We'll tinker with this all week long. Free survivor pick. I think this is the one I picked. Cardinals. Yeah, I used the Cardinals in this one already. Ooh. I don't know, man. Maybe we just take Baltimore, burn them here. Patriots at the Dolphins. Do I get risky? No, they got a pretty easy schedule. We can save them. Rams at Tennessee. Go with the Bengals for now. Go with the Bengals. This is risky there. You never know what you're going to do, bro. What's this one? Oh, this one was terrible. I'm pretty sure I picked the Browns last week. Yeah. Oh, God. I picked the Browns. Oh, baby. That was bad. So who's going to score the most points is what this one is. Who's going to score the most points this week? I'm going to go with the Bengals. We'll see what happens. Why not? Boom, there you have it. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to end things there. Hope you guys have a good rest of your Tuesday. Cash all your bets. We'll be back tomorrow morning, bright and early, 4:30 a.m. Pacific Standard Time, as always. But until then, good luck, good gambling, and game on.